Hey, you two. Finish your Christmas shopping at last?
Yeah, just in time.
I had to fight an old woman for the last pack of pigs in blankets.
Oh, Paul, I'm sure it wasn't that bad.
No, really, he had a madness in his eyes I've never seen. She was in a pool of blood on the floor.
She can't say I didn't warn her.
It's probably not a good time to tell you that I bought some earlier.
Oh, now you tell me.
Well, why don't we take your mind off it with tonight's entertainment? I've lined up a bunch of movies for us to watch.
Ooh, sounds fun.
Yeah, can't go wrong with another nice, quiet Christmas night in, like we've had for the last few years. It's been nice not having adventures, and I haven't fired my shotgun for a while.
What's that you say, Chekhov?
What did you call me, Captain?
Oh, nothing, just a literary reference. Oh, look, a TV!
Woman is fighting for her life tonight after a violent attack in Costco. The attacker, who was described as Where's Waldo with the voice of Warwick Davis.
Let's start the movies. Hey, give me the remote.
No, I should go first. I've never picked a movie for us before.
No, give it here, I'll pick.
No, me.
No, me!
No, me! Give it here, give me that remote, come on.
Ah!
No, give it to me!
That's my face!
What? What did you press?
Me? You must have done it.
I barely touched it.
That's what she said.
I did.
Oh no, the screen has become a vortex!
I'm getting sucked off.
Goose!
Sucked off the couch. You never let me finish my sentences.
Oh, that was a hard landing.
What the hell happened?
I blame Paul. He said no adventures, he bloody jinxed us.
Me? You're the one who screwed things up for us.
Let's face it, you did jinx us, Paul.
Majority rules, Paul's a jinx.
I'll jinx you in a minute.
Look, I think we just need to figure out where we are, then we can figure out how to get back.
Well, looks like it's a big fancy house.
Whoever lives here must be doing pretty well for themselves.
Let's go upstairs and look around.
Okay!
Oof! Oof! Who swings paint cans down the stairs?
That's why this place looks familiar.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
I give up!
Look! Look! The door is full of TV static.
That might be our way out of here.
Let's go!
Fuck you, Kevin!
Where are we now?
I don't know, but it's cold.
Why don't we go into this building right here? It's under renovation. We can just get inside and sit down and figure things out.
I'm up here, you morons!
Oh, not again.
Now! Ah! Ah! Ow! Jeez! Fuck!
I can't believe they all hit Paul.
My phone!
Look, there's another door full of static.
Let's go!
My face!
Fuck you, Kevin!
Oh, this is a bit more like it. We're indoors, it's warm, we're surrounded by boxes.
Does it have paint cans or bricks?
It looks like some kind of stock room for a toy store.
Well, seeing as we don't get pelted with things right now, I call this an improvement. Let's just take a minute to take stock.
Ha! I see what you did there.
Ah, thank you.
Well, I think the first two were the Home Alone movies.
Well, that makes sense. I had all the Home Alone movies queued up for us to watch.
All the movies, don't you mean both?
There was four movies, plus a fifth just came out on Disney+.
5 movies?
So this is Home Alone 3 then?
The thing is, I don't remember any warehouses in Home Alone 3.
Mike, you said that Home Alone 5 has just come out, yeah?
Well, there was a TV movie as well, but yeah, technically number 5's just come out, yeah.
So, presumably it's set at Christmas 2021?
Logical.
So, if we can somehow get to that movie, then all we need to do is get from there to home, and we'll be fine.
How do we jump around in a movie timeline?
I think I know just the man who can help. Yeah! It is me, Howard Langston. Give me all your clothes, your boots, and your Turbo Man. Yeah!
Oh God, it's Jingle all the way!
It's pronounced Chingle all the way.
I don't see any Turbo Man dolls, but how about a booster?
Ah, nobody likes a booster, especially not a COVID vaccine. Ah, give me the Turbo Man. Quick, I've got an idea. Hey, Arnie, look over there. Okay, I will look at what I hope is not a distraction. Go, now, through that static door. Follow me.
Where are we going?
Hey, nobody gives me the cold shoulder. Freeze! Funny, yeah. YouTube!
Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Timelines. On this episode, we'll be diving into the world of the Christmas classic Home Alone franchise. With the first movie over 30 years old and the fifth installment just arriving on Disney's streaming service, we're going to take a look at all 5 films in the series and see how well they fit together. What the? Okay, I guess it seems as if I'm not alone in the dark void today, as 3 nerds appear to have popped into existence beside me.
Josh, you're the only one who can help us.
Hey, it's Josh from the Movie Timelines YouTube channel.
We're trapped, hopping between family favourite Christmas movies.
Use your magic timelines, Voodoo, and get us home!
Guys, it doesn't work like that. I can't just pop you into the year from a movie, not without drawing upon some really dark forces from within the void. It might take some time.
You just take as long as you need. We just need to find a way to kill some time.
Ideally, somewhere we can sit down, though.
Yeah, you seem to have the only seat in the void.
What can I say? This job has its perks, but I think I have somewhere that you guys can wait. Head through that door. It'll take you to the complex.
Sounds ominous, but I can't think of anything better.
I probably should have told them about the quantum anomalies. Well, whatever. I didn't force them to go.
Well, this is cozy.
Yeah! A nice little apartment to hang out in while we wait for Josh to get the timelines in order.
I think we know what to do.
Christmas pod?
Christmas pod.
Rock me Father Christmas, Father Christmas, rock me Father Christmas, Father Christmas.
I fucked your dad!
Building a house in the old-timey West. We're going to build a house in the shed and fence. They came like a bolt out of the blue to discuss everything in geekdom. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the attack of the 50-foot nerds. It's Christmas! Says Noddy Holder.
Unless it's took you a really long time to listen to this, in which case, Happy New Year.
Or maybe it's taken you 6 months to record your lines for the Christmas special, in which case, Happy Christmas, Paul from 2016. So...
Yeah, he was a dick. Don't know who that guy is, but yeah.
Or if you've listened to the Christmas commentary, Merry Jews.
Yes, and a Happy Jews to one and all. That goes out tomorrow. That goes out tomorrow. Yeah,
guys. Given that I'm hearing this completely out of context. that sounds so bad.
It's okay. Tomorrow will make sense. Nothing else will, but that will. So,
Yeah.
Yes, Merry Christmas, one and all. It is the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. At Christmas, it is the return of our Christmas pod. I'd call it annual, but we took 3 years off. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome
but the
to
whole
Christmas.
world's pretty much took 3 years off, so
We'll
we're
get to
excused.
that.
Well,
We'll get
they
to that.
took a year and a bit off. Like we like the first 2 years we had no excuse for.
Well, before we get into all that, should we introduce ourselves? Because it's Christmas, so
Yeah.
my name is Father Michael Claus.
I'm Amara, and this is my first Christmas pod. Honest.
Yes, welcome to the Christmas Panorama.
Yeah, I've never done this before. You'll have to explain it to me.
And I'm Kay Harker, and it's the Purple Bin.
What?
What?
The purple bin?
Pim. Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh, Pim!
Pim. Box of Delights reference.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said the purple bin. I was like, what have our bins got to do with that? Because in Liverpool, we have purple bins for our
Oh, so
weekly
you do.
rubbish collection.
Yeah, I
So I'm
hadn't
thinking,
thought of
what's he
that.
on about? Why is he talking about the bins?
Pim. Pim.
Yeah, I misheard it as bin as well, and I thought it was like
I
thought it was
actually
some very
It's a
weird
Ted Rogers
child-
reference. 3,
child-
2, 1.
I've been listening to
Child's
the Pod
Christmas
of Delights, and there's a guy who was interviewed on the first episode, who's a John Masefield scholar, and he actually managed to find where the purple pin comes from and what it actually means, and it just means something that's really good. It's the bee's knees, if you like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Paul thinks he's
I've been
lost.
wondering about that for like 30 years, so...
Fair enough. Well, now we know. And knowing
Now we
is
know.
half the battle. Christmas
G.I.
Joe. You got any chutney?
Remember to put safety things on bathroom implements or whatever.
Yeah. Remember, this Christmas Eve, kids, if you remember, kids, at Christmas, we leave a little part of chutney out for Joe on Christmas. Apparently, don't know why Mexican
is
kids
that
do
Mexican,
that.
Mike?
No, that's Chilean, Mike.
Chilean, Mike.
Christ.
Chilean Baywatch nights.
Chilly nights. Yes, so it is Christmas. So,
Shit, I forgot
and
about
as we've
Baywatch
mentioned,
Chili. Right.
yeah,
How could you forget about Baywatch Chile? You weren't there in the first place.
Oh God, I'm dying. I'm not dying. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, fair point, actually.
I shouldn't cough and say I'm dying. That's not right, actually. Yeah. So, no, I've just got a cold.
So
that's
many eggshells. So many eggshells.
all. That's what I get for living in a chicken farm. So, it's either that or I'm really, really interested in the early years of Toby Hooper. So, God, that was a reference. So, yes. So, it's Christmas, and as we mentioned there, we have taken a few years off. Some kind of by choice, but some also not by choice. Which you would think, if it wasn't by choice, then we should have been recording over stream as we do now. Anyway, shut up. Anyway, so it's
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. Lots of people in lockdown started podcasts.
yeah. Well, they were just jumping on the bandwagon that we jumped off.
We kind of did the opposite.
Yeah, we fell off the wagon during lockdown, like a lot of people did. But so we're back on the wagon now, I guess. So we're gonna talk about Christmas. So I'll tell you what, for the last few Christmases, what have you actually been up to?
Working mainly. Like I work like I work in care. So most of the Christmases
You took
I
Andy's
spent
job
working.
when he disappeared upstairs.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
That, in fact, that is actually how I've explained it to people at work.
there you go.
Like they said, "Oh, what happened?" And I'm like, "He died."
This Christmas podcast of jollity and joy
very,
and
isn't it?
good feelings has suddenly gone really dark.
Wait, no, this is in keeping with the very
To be
first
fair,
Christmas
yeah.
pod. Remember the very first Christmas pod? It was like, what do you remember? Getting
Oh
for
yes, I
Christmas?
remember.
I got my girlfriend leaving me. I got my dad having cancer.
Oh, yeah.
I got a divorce. Like, so this is very much in keeping with that one. I listened to the old one for,
Oh, really?
for research.
Oh, you mean the old episodes that are now all up on our YouTube channel, which you can check out on 50 Attack of the 50 Foot Nerds podcast archive.
Episode Archive, I think it's called. Something like that.
Close
Look it up
to
on
it.
YouTube. They're all there. 163 episodes, I believe.
Just to clarify, you managed to find the missing one.
No, sorry.
So they're not all up there.
Let's do this. Actually, we'll get this out of the way now. Appeal to anyone who happens to have any of our old episodes still. We are missing an episode. It was one of our special episodes. It was the Flashback Saturday Morning Memories episode where me and Paul sat down and watched a shed load of 80s, 90s cartoon intros. We can't seem to find it.
Members of my family.
Yeah. We can't find it. So if anyone has got it, please get in touch. It is the only episode that we are missing. And if you got a copy of it on MP3 somewhere on an old hard drive or an old phone or something like that, let us know. We'd be ever so grateful. Thank you. That'll be our Christmas present.
And now back to the episode.
Yes. So So Maro, you were just working over Christmas, you say, yeah? The last 3 years.
Pretty much. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, there was one year where. It doesn't count as Christmas, but in December, I played my first gig abroad.
Ooh. What is that?
So I got to play a Doom festival in Portugal.
Ooh, Sacre Bleu, which is not in Portugal, that is French.
Yeah. So we went over for like 5 days, something like that. So. And obviously got free tickets to all the to each day of the show. So
nice.
It was cool, and it was another one of those where it's amusing because like on one night where it's December, so all the locals are in their coats near the beach, and we're walking around in t-shirts and shorts, just being like, "This is quite warm, isn't it?"
What I was going to say, what's a Portuguese Christmas like?
It's same as I presume Portugal is all the time. It's just slightly colder. They haven't got any decorations or anything up. It was like the beginning of December, to be fair.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like they were all like Feliz Navidad or not like that.
No, it wasn't like Christmas. It was just happened to be near December. Happened to be in December, and we almost got into a fight with a Tory on the aeroplane because he was a dickhead.
As most Tories are.
Yeah. He started mouthing off as we were getting into the airport in Portugal, and me, Nate, and Vicky almost threw him down a set of stairs.
Okay.
His mates were all like apologizing because he got aeroplane drunk. To tell you the type of character he was. To tell you the type of character he was, when the plane landed, he clapped. He's that dickhead. Yeah, he's that dickhead. So, and you can tell. Funnily enough, on the flight back, it turned out him and his mates were also on the flight back, and he dared not look at us. He was so embarrassed. He kept avoiding eye contact. It was hilarious.
Fair dues. Paul, do you have any stories that can rival potentially beating up politicians? Not politicians, but just Tories.
Sadly not. It's been very much of a muchness for Christmas and indeed, the rest of the year. It's very like family and watching telly and exchanging presents and. We always do the thing on Christmas Eve where the kids have I say the kids now, but Joshua's just turned 15. Simone's in her mid-20s almost.
Joshua's just turned 7 foot tall.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Seriously, I saw Joshua last week, and he's up here.
Yeah, if you compare the thing that I've always done every year, because the kids always had their Christmas pajamas and that. We always take a photo of them together, and you just look at these photos, and Joshua's going from sort of Simone's knee all the way up to now he's towering over her and that. So there's all that. But as you quite rightly pointed out, you hadn't seen Joshua for about 3 years, and saw him last week, and he's now taller than everybody.
He's no longer getting you in trouble by saying goosh in school.
No,
he says that in Japanese.
No, he's just getting himself in trouble by saying fuck and whatever.
Yeah, that was a bit of a.
That boy has an absolute potty mouth on him. Don't know where he gets it from.
Yeah, that was jarring when I saw him last week, and he's like, "Oh, fuck this, shit this, blah blah blah," and I'm just like, "I remember you speaking like this, kid,"
Yeah.
But okay, I'm just fine.
Aren't you still 3?
I met him, and when he was about...
How old is he now?
15,
5, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, I've known him 10 years at least. So
Yeah.
I've known him since he was tidgy, and to think that little kid, and now he's just like, "Oh yeah, fuck this, fuck that."
Yeah, I mean, if people go back and listen to the Fighting Fantasy special that I did a few years back, he doesn't sound like that anymore.
No. What's like
He sounds
when I was
like this on that episode, and now he's like, oh, fuck
I
this.
know. It's like when I was going back through everything to put them online. I was going through the sketches, and I found the GI Nerds little sketch that we did, and the kids on that. And she's like, "I will have some Christmas and marmalade sandwiches." And now she's like, "Dad, leave me alone, please." Saw her yesterday, and Billy said 2 words to me. She was just buried in her phone the entire time. And I was like, "Ugh."
Oh well, yeah, that's perfect.
That's what kids are like. I mean,
they're on their Instagrams.
She's only just older than Connor, isn't she?
Yeah, she's 14. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's
okay.
She's
Connor's 12.
Joshua.
Right. By the way, everyone, this has now turned into the parent cast.
Yes.
Fuck yourselves.
Yeah, this is no, it's I mean,
what's more important at Christmas than family?
Dogs.
Presents.
I mean, no, that's for tomorrow. That's for tomorrow. Dogs for tomorrow.
Oh, actually, that reminds me of something I needed to bring up because I realized that I've finally found a way that I can get my music into Paul's playlists.
Are you going to do a Christmas album?
I'm writing 2 Christmas songs.
Ooh.
I've literally this week heard my new favourite Christmas song ever.
Yeah.
It's by a singer called Kat Robichaux, I want to say, is how you pronounce it. And
wasn't that the thing that hung from the ceiling in the thing on Doctor Who, and Simon Pegg was there?
Yeah, that's the mighty Jagrafess of the Holy Hedrajasic Max Rodenfo.
That's there, yeah.
Cat
Rodenfo.
So no, yeah. But it's a song called the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh God!
It's utter genius. Everybody needs to look it up on Spotify. She's got a whole album called "A Darling Misfit Christmas," and there's another song on there that's all about that basically tells the story of Gremlins.
Okay.
But the Star Wars Holiday Special is a brilliant song. My new favourite Christmas song ever. Everybody needs to listen to it.
Well, speaking of Christmas songs, I will go as far as to say that as of recording this right now, because it's Christmas Eve, because it is Christmas Eve.
Yeah, of course it is.
13th of December. Because it is Christmas Eve, as of right now, I am still unbeaten in Whamageddon. I have not heard that song yet at all. So I'm doing very well.
I never play that because obviously I deliberately listen to Christmas music and that song is on there.
I just listen to podcasts in the car.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, like I've just been listening to audiobooks. And like I said, the only Christmas music I've been listening to is me writing songs.
I would assume you would listen to some at work though.
Yeah, they're on at work, I guess. I don't pay attention, so I don't know which ones they are. Tell a lie. I did notice one, and that's because it was driving home for Christmas.
Hey,
I burst out laughing.
Bag.
Yeah, because I had to resist singing, "Darn you pesky kids, they stole my sandwich," and all this shit.
I have to remember which episode that's all on, so I can try.
It's not on a podcast episode. It was on one of the Gentlemanly Adventures of Kiss and Pig.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was on the same one as here in my car. I've got no arms and legs and all of that shit.
Oh god, yeah. Well, let's find all that and put that on the song section of the of the archive.
Because
right now on the songs, it's only really the Christmas songs and I think a couple of others that I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. But I need to put the medium-sized Days ones on there, and I need to find Under the Sea by Yorkshire Aquaman.
One of the things I regret we never got to do, because we stopped doing stuff and for various other reasons, is we never got to do effectively Ye Olde Adventures of Kiss and Pig on Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
I think we still could.
Because I made sure that I grabbed the 50-foot nerd's name for our posse.
I only bloody finished it this year.
Really?
Red Dead 2, yeah.
It took me about 3 months when I got it.
I know, but I got it and then I didn't play on the PlayStation.
If you didn't cry, you have no heart?
No, I didn't cry, but I was very. I think that's mainly because the villain has basically my name. Literally, I started the game and they're just like, "Well, it's Mark Bell," and I'm just like, "Yeah, there's a guy in this with my name," and then at the end I'm like, "He's a cunt." So.
I think I want to replay it, but I need a copy of Red Dead Redemption 1 because I then want to go through and replay the original game as well.
Yeah.
To do the whole story.
Yeah.
But I used to have it on the PS3 and I don't have the PS3 anymore. It's not on the PS4, so I'm going to have to get it on the Xbox because we have an Xbox One and the Xbox 360 games work on that, so...
Fair enough.
But it's not horrendously expensive to get, so I might do that in the new year.
I haven't played Red Dead 2.
It's really good.
Although I'm tempted, and it's for the weird reason that I was watching a Jacob Geller video essay where he was talking about Red Dead and how after you complete a certain point of the Red Dead 2 storyline, you can basically... You just take your horse through a train tunnel, and then you come out, and there's the entirety of the Red Dead 1 map that's just basically empty.
Yeah,
and you can just wander around, and
you get access to it basically in the post game. You finish the main story.
Just totally desolate, and there's nothing there.
Yeah, you finish the main story, and then there's an epilogue basically, where you play as the main character from Red Dead 1, and it's basically just a prologue to Red Dead 1, building up to the start of that game. And you see him buy his farm, and you have to fix it up, and blah 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 blah. And there's a mission which isn't even a mission. It's literally just a song plays while they build a house in a cutscene. He's like, building a house in the old timey west. We're going to build houses, a shed and a fence, and all this kind of stuff. And it's basically that for like 3 minutes, just them building fences and sheds and stuff, hoisting barns and crap. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's fun.
Yeah. It's a brilliant game, and I haven't touched it in about 3 years, to be fair, so I feel it's about time.
It's one of those where I kept trying to play it, I'd get up to a certain point and I'd just kind of stop, and then I'd come back to it, I'd get up to that same point and I'd stop, and it's one of them where I have to plow through, otherwise I'm not going to get to it. And I did. I made sure I completed it, and I basically 100% of the game. I made sure I wrote down every mission, side quest. But I've got a big Excel spreadsheet of everything that you can do in that game, and I made sure I did it. I did it all. Did every single thing. So I've 100% of that game.
The only games I've been playing recently, anyway, is I want one of them. Will have a Christmas event. Is Animal Crossing.
Oh right, I don't have a Switch.
Yeah. Oh, I have the Switch, so I play that. I've also got Disco Elysium, which is a really good RPG. Like that's fantastic. It's like noir crime type stuff. It's great. And what's the other one I'm playing currently? Danganronpa.
Don't know
which
that
is
one.
like anime nonsense.
When Switches get cheap enough, I wouldn't mind getting one. But maybe to play the Pokemon games, to be honest with you, because they're pretty cool. I'd love to play Pokemon Snap as well.
Yeah, Joshua's had one for a couple of years, but admittedly, he's that busy doing other stuff. He doesn't play on either of his consoles very often.
Yeah.
But
let me know.
the thing I'm playing at the moment is I'm playing through the Uncharted games.
Oh yeah, I've got the trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got the trilogy on PS Plus and 4, so I'm currently I'm about halfway through Uncharted 3 at the moment, and all I think is, yes, but Spider-Man's too young to play Nathan Drake.
Speaking of Spider-Man, it's at the moment I'm going back through GTA 5, still got on me completion, that, me 100% of that. But I'm going to take a quick breather because of the time of the year, and I'm going to go back to Miles Morales Spider-Man, which I've got on PS4.
I've played the original one because Joshua wanted that, so we got that on.
Last Christmas, the
PS4.
mother-in-law was very generous and got me Miles
Paul
Morales.
one out for Stan Lee.
I know there's a big Stan Lee statue in the game, big golden statue. But yeah, Miles Morales takes place at Christmas because Peter Parker, new face Peter Parker, has been sent overseas with Mary Jane to do some reporting for the Daily Bugle. So he basically says to Miles, look, you're in charge of New York while I'm away. Don't get into any trouble. And then the Tinkerer turns up and the Rhino breaks out of prison and everything goes fun. And it's a good game. It's a really good game. I mean, it's short. Don't get me wrong. It's not the longest game in the world. But yeah, it's really good. It's really fun.
Yeah,
it's very jarring because I finished the first Spider-Man again. I've completed that 100% like 4 times. But it was just so much fun to play, and so I thought, well, seeing as got Miles Morales, I'll play through Spider-Man again, and then I'll do Miles Morales, and then moving from the first Spider-Man into Miles Morales, you do feel that it's basically half a game. It's something to get out there for when the PS5 came along. It's something to keep interest going until Spider-Man 2 proper comes out. It's something to give a new bit of flavour, as Miles controls completely differently to Peter. He's got different powers and stuff. But it's
like the Venom Blast.
Yeah, he's got the Venom Blast and the invisibility. Yeah. But just swinging through the buildings is different. It's still fun. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But just like the tricks that you can do, and because for me, playing the first Spider-Man, doing tricks as Peter. It's like swinging through and then letting go and pressing the button so he does a barrel roll and then getting back into the swing. It kind of felt a bit too awkward to do, so I wouldn't really do much in the way of tricks when I was swinging. Yeah. But Miles feels much more fluid when he does tricks through the spins and that. And yeah, it's good fun. Really good fun. And it's nice to see, because you spend most of the game up in Harlem. And,
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, whereas opposed to, with Peter, you were more like Midtown and the south end of the island, whereas this all takes place pretty much up in Harlem. Don't get me wrong, you do other things, like you go back to Fisk Tower, the Tinkerer's goons have all taken over Fisk Tower, so you get to see what that's like, all empty and stuff. And that's all fun. You do get to do stuff in Midtown and that, but most of it is set up Harlem way, and you see the much more of the community setting. It's quite good, and everyone knows everyone there, and they're like, "Hola, Miles," and he's like, "Hola," and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's good, and it's just fun to play, and
the deaf lass that he has full on sign language conversations with as well.
Yeah, you meet her like pretty much at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. I've forgotten her name. I suck with names, but
I don't remember. But it's nice to see Genki and stuff like that. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you haven't played it already, then check it out. And if you're one of those lucky bastards who's got a PS5, you're a lucky bastard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of
never plays it.
Yeah. Speaking of weird Christmas-related things that shouldn't be like tangentially related to Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. So. Again, Paul, this is something that might be on your radar. I don't know, because I know you're into the Christmas music. Are you into Christmas movies as well?
Funnily enough, I was going to just ask you guys whether there was anything new, because I've got something utterly batshit crazy that I was watching at the weekend, but you go first. Okay.
You forget which channel I watch a lot of. I know a lot about batshit crazy Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I was getting this movie isn't like one of those batshit crazy ones. It's actually a new one that's coming out on Sky Cinema and like Now TV Cinema, called Christmas Number One.
I've downloaded the soundtrack. I have heard of it. I haven't seen it yet.
Funnily enough, I found out about it because one of the bands I listen to, Evil Scarecrow, are in the film.
Yeah, because the plot line is basically a death metal guy and some woman get together to make a Christmas #1.
Yes,
you do.
yeah, no,
it's you and Rian from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
So the whole thing is like he wrote a Christmas song for his I think it's his little sister or something like that, or his daughter, something like that, and he's like, oh, I'm just gonna put this out there, like this little Christmas song, and then she wants to buy it because this pop group want a new Christmas #1, and he's like, and like me fully identifying with his character when she's like, come on, and he's like, no, I don't give a fuck about the the cannibalistic corporate media world and all of this. I'm like,
why does this ring so true?
Yeah, and he's and he eventually because that's what I did. I sent my brother I sent Simon the trailer for it, right? I sent him the ad for it, and I said, have a watch of this. And there's a bit in the trailer where like his sister's like, oh, are you getting anywhere with your pop band? And he goes, it's not a pop band. And then it cuts to them playing, and the music playing underneath is Hurricanado by Evil Scarecrow, which which is why my brother was like, holy shit, is that Evil Scarecrow? I need to watch this film as well. But yeah, the premise of the film is he eventually decides, I'm going to sell the rights to this song so they can release a song. But my death metal band Scurv are also going to release the same song at the same time. And it's going to be a battle of the bands. And I was like, okay, I'm fucking sold. This sounds amazing. This sounds great. And like I said, Evil Scarecrow are in it, so I'm definitely gonna listen to it. And
fair enough.
But it had the side effect, because I was talking to Simon about it, and we were like, "Oh, it's great! Like, this is cool." And then I said, "Oh my god, do you know what this means?" He's like, "What?" I said, "It now means that during Christmas, we can start playing Evil Scarecrow albums and use this film as justification because they're in a Christmas film. Therefore, it's period specific. it's season appropriate. So yeah. So now I figured out a way to listen to more metal during Christmas.
As if you needed an excuse.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, like like I said, I'm writing 2 metal Christmas songs.
I can't wait.
Well,
yeah. I can't wait.
It's funny that you mentioned Christmas movies. Yeah. Because I've got a game for us to play.
Ooh!
And it is based around Christmas movies. So I think this is as good a time as any to get into that.
I've got a Christmas movie we need to watch as well.
Oh, yes. So what I'm going to do...
That didn't sound dodgy at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to...
Daddy's invited too, it's fine. That makes it worse!
Just going to get a heads or tails open, first of all, for us, just because one of you is going to call heads or tails, just basically to decide who's going first.
Okay.
So...
Paul, I'll let you call if you want.
I shall say tails!
Okay.
Boodly.
It is heads. So, Amara, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, why not?
You want to go first? Okay.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
We're going to be basically playing higher or lower.
Okay.
And, so, your movie... basically, I've got a list of the top 32 highest grossing movies of all time. Don't cheat and get...
Highest grossing Christmas movies or just
highest grossing Christmas movies of all time. Yeah.
Okay.
So
you're going to give us one, and then the next one I've got to guess whether it's higher or lower than that.
Yes, exactly. Basically. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's what we're going to do. So
gosh, it's almost as if the rules are really easy for this game.
I know.
It's almost self-explanatory.
So
one question just to throw the wrench in, right?
Go on.
Because I can't, like, my brain is being funny and I can't remember. when you so after we've guessed the first one is higher or lower, the next one we have to guess whether it's higher or lower than that one, the previous one, don't we? Not higher or lower than the original.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Right. I just wanted to make sure
it's play your cards right, but with Christmas movies.
Yes. I just wanted to make sure that I'd not my brain went. Wait, am I supposed to remember the... Yeah. Yeah, it was just me having a weird moment.
Okay, so try to figure out how to do this then. So you're going first, Amari, you said, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's see.
So the starting movie is A Christmas Wish.
No, so you're bear in mind there's some films on here I've never actually heard of. So make of that what you will.
Christmas Kaplow.
Well, what I've done is I did a random number generator before we started. Did it a couple of days ago, and I split the list into 32, and I split them 16 each, and it's completely random. And these are going to be pulled out. We're going to be ranking these in the order of which they were pulled out. So it's not literally going to be going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, we'll be up and down the list. Okay.
Okay. So do we have an initial thing to figure out like where the amount is?
That's what I was just about to think of. Actually, I didn't really think this through. So what we'll do is,
well, there's a surprise.
Or are you gonna say like, you could just go, here's your title, here's and here's an amount like 150,000.
Okay, well, yeah, this is what we'll do. This is what we'll do. Okay, so for your first movie, it is a movie called The Star. Okay. Now, do you think that grossed higher than 100,000 or lower than $100,000? This is all in dollars, by the way.
Okay, I think it grossed lower because The Star just sounds too generic.
You are correct. The Star only grossed 62. Sorry, I do beg your pardon. I meant millions, not thousands. So 62 million. 62 million was its gross.
There's a big difference there.
Move the decimal point, Mike.
Shut up.
Move the decimal point.
So 62 million, yes. So, well, yeah, because, 62,000 is nothing.
So I'm going to note down the scores. So that is 1 to me.
That's what I'm doing. Okay.
Oh, you are?
Paul,
all right, cool.
Yeah.
In that case, I won't bother because if you're writing it, there's no point in me doing it.
Yeah. So, Paul, your movie is Office Christmas Party. Now, did that movie gross more or less than The Star?
So, more or less than 62 million.
Mm-hmm.
Well, bearing in mind, I've never heard of The Star. I've never heard of Office Christmas Party. So
Office Christmas Party is quite good, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. My reaction, however, would be lower.
Lower?
Than 62 million.
Okay, then, Paul, you are wrong. 114 million. It's got a shed load of famous people in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That means fuck all to me. I've still never heard of it.
Well, let's get the cast list then, eh?
The title sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
It sounds like one of those ones where it's like, oh, this is a Christmas film that was just shoved out because Christmas. Blah.
T.J. Miller is in it. Jennifer Aniston.
Oh.
Let's see. Yeah.
Like
so,
like
Olivia Munn, Jason Bateman, Kate McKinnon.
Huh.
Yeah, lots of people. Randall Park, who's Jimmy Woo on the Marvel things. Yeah, so yeah, loads of famous people in it. So so that is so far 1-0 to Amara. Okay, so next up, Amara, you need to decide whether or not Jingle All the Way grossed more or less than Office Christmas Party. Jingle All the Way. I forgot we'd done a commentary on that.
It got more because of Turbo Man.
You thought it got more?
Hang on, didn't we meet him earlier?
Oh yeah. Run. Forgot about that. We haven't recorded that bit. We forgot about that. Okay, so Jingle All the Way.
Oh, I missed it.
It grossed 129 million. So yes, it was more. So that's a point to Amara.
Buying Christmas toys is like coming now.
Okay, so Paul, you have to decide whether or not the Polar Express grossed more or less than Jingle All the Way. Jamie, I got your toy.
The Uncanny Valley Express.
Yes.
It's not a Schwarzenegger movie.
No, it's a Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah, but it's not even a real Tom Hanks movie. It's a CG Tom. It's a lot of CG Tom Hanks.
It's Robert Zemeckis decided to mess about with the.
I am definitely going with lower.
You're going with lower. You're wrong.
Really?
314 million.
So how much?
$314,215,454.
Yeah, my first reaction would have been, that made more. Like,
Okay, so Amara, you're up next.
I still can't get over the fact that Tom Hanks' first movie was one of those really shit Dungeons and Dragons are evil movies.
Yeah.
I have Mazes and Monsters on DVD. We need to do a commentary of it.
Amara, the Santa Claus. Did that gross more or less than the Polar Express?
This
is Tim Allen in the plot of our first Christmas special.
Look,
I mean,
I'll be honest, because it's more of a Christmas classic. I would think more.
Is that your answer?
Yeah, sure, more.
You're wrong. Okay. 189 million.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
back in the game.
In the game. So Paul, you are now up to a Bad Mom's Christmas.
Oh,
a what?
A Bad Mom's Christmas. So this is not this is a Christmas sequel to a previous movie.
That's correct.
So I'm thinking Laws of Diminishing Returns, regardless of, yes, I believe some of the cast in that are okay.
Mila Kunis is in it.
I would say lower.
You're saying lower than 189 million?
Yeah.
You are correct, 130 million.
Fair enough.
Woohoo! I'm on the score.
Just thinking about it, like, classic Christmas movie status, I guess, doesn't really mean that it maybe made as much as it did on opening night, because quite a few Christmas movies are like
back in the day.
Cult classics now, where they didn't have a great opening, but then they've sort of like built that. Isn't there?
You got to remember, a lot of these films find a life on video and on TV, repeats every year.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Money from the box office.
Or just to get it in there, the film that I was watching this weekend. Santa Claus versus the Devil.
Okay.
Fuck, I need to see that.
1959 Mexican movie. The title is actually just Santa Claus, but it's referred to as Santa Claus versus
Santa
the Devil,
Claus
because that's basically what it is,
it?
And it is batshit fucking crazy.
Nice.
Next,
they did
Amara,
an episode of Mystery Science
decide.
Theater 3000 with it.
Okay. You have to decide whether Home Alone grossed more or less than A Bad Mom's Christmas. I watched this.
Fucking God, that's gonna be more.
More? Yeah, of course it's
sure.
more. 476 million.
Hang on, didn't we see him earlier as well?
Yeah.
We did, the little git.
We did.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, we were watching that at work. We had that on. They watched Home Alone and then they watched Home Alone 2, and I forgot that Home Alone 2 is basically just the exact same film. It's just in New York. I forgot how similar it was. Yeah, and I legit came into the room during the scene where Donald Trump was in, and all the residents looked at me because as I walked in, I saw the telly, and my first reaction was to go, "Boo!"
How dare you tell that little boy where the reception is?
Yeah.
Okay. So Paul, you have to decide now whether Scrooged, did that get more or less at the box office than Home Alone? The Bill Murray classic. I went to see it on the big screen a couple of years ago and really loved it. It was great fun. There was about 6 of us in the cinema.
What did Home Alone get?
476 million.
Fucking hell.
We've got a lot of these to get through.
I'm going to go with lower. I am going to go with lower because
You
Home
are
Alone
correct.
was really quite a big number.
Yeah, 60 million. Wasn't a big
Is
hit
that
on
all?
release. It wasn't a big hit on release at all.
Wow.
Yeah,
They had
this
no
is what we
idea
were
how to
saying
market
earlier,
this
where
movie.
it's like quite a lot of these found their life in like video, television play, and like you know, like how fuck, I had a perfect example in my head, and I can't remember what fucking film I was thinking. Well, there's quite a few horror films that did the same.
Yeah, a lot of them do. A lot of them do. Yeah, I went to see Scrooge at Video Odyssey here in Liverpool, where they have that massive VHS library, and they have the replica of the shop from Little Shop of Horrors and Orgy 2 and all that kind of yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
It's great. I'm supposed to be going to see, well, for 2 years, Christmas 2 years ago, I got tickets to go and see a live version of Little Shop of Horrors there. Basically, they play the movie and they have actors do it all out in front of you, and they've got the plant and everything, but then, you know, the world shut down.
COVID.
So I'm still not being able to go.
And then the Backstreet Boys
next-
reunion tour happened.
Next we have for Amara, which one is it? Deck the Halls with oh god, what's his name? Why am I totally blanking on the guy's name from Godzilla and Ferris Bueller?
That's a whole lot of fish.
Yeah, him and Danny DeVito.
Christian Slater.
No, the guy from. What's his bloody name now? Why am I blanking on his name? Ferris Bueller.
Hmm.
Married
I
to
know, I
Sarah
can't
Jessica
remember his
Parker.
name. Hold on, let me Google it.
No, don't be Googling anything, Jordan. Again, thank you very much.
No,
Matthew
I'm
Broderick, that's it.
Googling Frederick...
Matthew Broderick. That's fine, we got it.
Right. Who the fuck is Frederick Bueller? Why am I Googling Frederick Bueller?
Bueller.
That's Ferris's friend. So yes, did Deck the Halls gross more or less than Scrooged?
I reckon it grossed more than Scrooged.
You
Speaking
are
of
wrong.
Deck the Halls, I think...
Really? Wow.
47 million.
Oh.
I thought it was going to be difficult to get less than 60 million, but apparently not.
Apparently not.
You'd be
I
surprised
thought,
at some of the movies that have got less than 60 million on this list.
Is that the one? Is that the one where it's like him, and there's fucking?
It's him and Danny DeVito moves in across the road, and they have competition as to who can put the most Christmas tree lights on their house. It's a remake of Christmas Lights, that ITV show from years ago. It's a remake of that, and they have a speed skating race, and it's stupid. Danny DeVito wants his house to be seen from space.
They watched that at work as well.
Yeah.
And I remembered, I only figured out what film it was because I'm pretty sure Nostalgia Critic did a review of it one year.
Possibly, yeah, I think he did actually. Yeah. So where are we now? Okay, so Paul, the Best Man Holiday, higher or lower than Deck the Halls?
I've never heard of it. I
told you there was some on this list you've never heard of.
So I'm actually thinking potentially lower.
You going with lower?
Yeah.
You're wrong. 72 million. Never heard of it, but a lot of people have apparently. So next we have for Amara, Arthur Christmas. Higher or lower than 72 million for the Best Man Holiday?
Well, that's obviously higher.
It is higher. 147 million for Arthur Christmas. Okay, so the score is 4-2 at the moment. Paul, moving on. We now go to the Santa Claus 3, the Escape Clause.
Now, the Santa Claus franchise, as it had become, was reasonably popular, even with it being a threequel. What was the number for Arthur Christmas again?
147.
What was the number for Santa Claus 1?
The Santa Claus. Have we done that one?
Yeah, we did that earlier.
We do that one?
Yeah.
I can't find it on my list.
That's what I'm asking.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we have. So that was 189 million.
So do we think it's with threequelitis, has it dropped effectively 50 million? Or has it gone up? That's a tough one to call.
It also had Thingamabob in it.
Bottom short.
That doesn't help.
I'll
short.
say lower. I'll say lower.
You're saying lower than 147?
Yeah.
You are right, 110.
Yeah, three qualitis.
Okay, so next we have from
Sorry, Kim.
Fred Claus with Vince Vaughn as Santa's brother.
Oh yeah, that film.
Higher or lower than 110? Paul Giamatti as Santa, I believe.
I think that's lower.
You are correct, 97 million.
Like in my head, I was thinking that was a different film because I'm
really?
thinking of a different film.
Okay, well, Paul, now you have.
I was thinking of Bad Santa.
Oh, no, that's a different movie. That will be.
Yeah.
Entirely. Yeah.
Does that have Vince Vaughn in it as well?
No, that's got oh God, what's his bloody name? He used to be married to Angelina Jolie. Why am I tanking on names today?
Billy Bob Thornton.
That's him, yeah, Billy Bob Thornton. Yeah. So, Paul, you now have the cinematic masterpiece that was The Nutcracker and the Four Realms.
Oh, fuck me. Lower.
Nope, 173 million.
Fucking hell.
Is that the one where it's weirdly an allegory for the whole Nutcracker thing is an allegory for the Holocaust? Is that
That's
that
the one.
film?
That's the one.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's a fucking I was going to say that's
Yeah.
another Nostalgia Critic review. That was a fucking weird film.
Yeah. Well, this is a movie that you were just talking about. Bad Santa. Higher or lower?
I would say higher because I remember that being promoted quite a bit when it came out.
You are wrong. It did shit
Oh.
on release. 76 million. Almost 100 million less than the Nutcracker.
Yet still
Oh,
managed
shit.
a sequel.
Yeah.
So
well,
it
sequel's
must
alright.
have been cheap enough to make
Yeah.
that they would pony up for
Again, it
another
was another
one.
one that found life on DVD. Everyone loved it
Yeah.
once it hit DVD.
I was going to say, I'm guessing that's another one where like people, a few people watched it in the cinema, and then when it came out on DVD, everyone's like, "Hey, look, this is funny Christmas."
Yeah.
movie,"
That's exactly
or
it.
whatever.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now, Paul, you have to decide whether Four Christmases is higher or lower.
Now this is one of those portmanteau movies, isn't it?
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's basically
That's what you
four
mean.
different stories.
Mm-hmm. It's rubbish.
It's like the portmanteau Christmas movie that isn't Love Actually.
Yes, basically. Yeah.
Um,
Live Jude Law. is it?
and so what? How Bad Santa did
that
really
the
shit? How much was it again?
Bad Santa was 76.
I'm going to say higher.
You are right to say higher, 163.
I've got this. I've just got this vague recollection of it having a reasonable cast that would have.
It's
pulled
got a good,
people
decent
in.
cast. It's just a terrible movie.
Yeah.
So it is now 5-4. Paul, you are catching up.
Woo,
Mara,
woo.
and we now move on to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, one of my personal Christmas favourites.
What was the previous one for?
Four Christmases was 163 million. This is the 1990s question mark Chevy Chase masterpiece.
I actually think that this is lower because I reckon it's another one of those where it's like one of the cult classic type things where it found life
You're
in homes
spot
on.
on. You're spot on. Yeah, 71.
Because
million.
most of the Lampoon films did the same, didn't they?
Yeah, they tend to do better on home release. Yeah, but the Christmas Vacation's great. I love that movie. Just the tirade that his boss at the end. Oh God, I want to watch that movie again now. Okay, so now we have for Paul, Elf.
That's see. I should know this one because I've watched the movies that made us about this. It did go on to do quite well.
This is one of the
from
episodes
what
that's
I
narrated
recall.
by Padgett Brewster as opposed to Danny.
Yeah,
why-
it was one of their special Christmas movies that made us.
Yeah.
I'm
Danny Wallace.
gonna say higher.
You are correct to say higher, 220 million.
And yet they never did a sequel.
They never did. They've written sequels, but they never.
Yeah, but they were shit apparently.
Basically. Yeah, and by that time,
Funnily enough, that was the film where
your
I
fellas.
realised like I had a
This
crush
from
on Zoe
this
Deschanel.
this yeah. I'm not making this Elf sequel because it's shit, says the man who was in Holmes and Watson.
He's in a lot of terrible movies, but he's in a lot of good movies as well, and he can afford to be in terrible movies. Okay, so now Amara has Christmas with the Cranks, which I believe is Ben
What the
Affleck
hell, film?
and Jamie Lee Curtis? Question mark.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm going to say lower on that.
you are very much right to say lower. 96 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Paul, you now have to go to. Where are we? The Nightmare Before Christmas. Controversial. Is it Christmas or is it a Halloween movie?
Who gives a fuck? It fits in.
Exactly.
Watch it at both times of the year.
Yeah.
I would say
so
technically it's
what
a
do you
Christmas
think?
movie because the whole the plot it revolves around it being around Christmas. So Christmas is the central theme. It just happens to be in Halloween Town.
Yeah.
So another one of the episodes of the Christmas movies that made us. So again, I should have some kind of greater insight on this. See, did it do well at the cinema, or has it become more popular on home viewing and streaming and shit? 1996, did you say, for the last one?
96, yes.
I'm going to say it did better.
You are wrong.
Shit.
8 million less, 88 million.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
at least it was
Again, it's another one that found life later. Okay.
Ironically,
Yeah. Now we move to a Medea Christmas for Amara.
fucking hell, that's
Yeah.
going to have made more just out of sheer spite.
Is that what you're going with? The power of spite
Yes.
compels you. You're wrong. 53.
Oh, thank Christ!
Yeah. The Christmas Miracle. Paul.
I'll be honest. Like when you first said the title, it took me a second to realise that you said A Medea Christmas. I thought you said Amadeus Christmas, and it was like some weird Christmas movie about Mozart.
Yeah. Rock Me Father Christmas.
Rock me Father Christmas, Father Christmas, rock me Father Christmas, Father Christmas.
Don't! I will
Father
make
Christmas.
that fucking song. I will make
Father
that
Christmas.
Father Christmas, Father Christmas. Can I play the piano? That's the wrong one.
Yes, I'm now thinking of
Yeah.
Planet of the
Of course you
Apes
can,
on The
that's the
Simpsons.
same.
Yes.
So Paul, you have to decide whether or not the 1994 version of Miracle on 34th Street did that make more or less than Amadea Christmas.
I want to say it. I want to say, well, I will first of all say my answer is I think it did, and either way, it should have.
It didn't.
Really?
46 million. That's it.
Sir Richard Attenborough couldn't do better.
I know.
As Santa Claus couldn't
That
do better.
shocked me
than,
when I
than-
saw how low down on the list that was. That shocked
hell.
me. Yeah. Okay, so now we have the Jim Carrey version of Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Higher or lower, Amara?
Higher.
Yeah, much higher. Much, much higher. 345 million
Really?
for the live action version of the Grinch.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Balls.
Yeah. So, Paul, now you have to decide whether or not it's a Jim Carrey double bill, actually. This is the Jim Carrey animated version of A Christmas Carol from 2009.
Oh,
that make
another
more
Uncanny
or
Valley
less?
job. That
Yeah, it's
lower.
another Robert Zemeckis.
Lower, much lower.
Not that much lower, only 20 million. 325 million.
Yeah. Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Is it me, or does people's sense of taste just go straight out the window at Christmas?
Well, there's not much out of the pictures, is there? Okay, so Amara, now we move to This Christmas, which is one I've never heard of.
I'm going to say lower for that one.
Yeah, very much lower, 49. 49. Okay. Then that takes us to... Where are we? Paul, you have the Santa Claus 2.
Oh, okay. Higher, because it'll be around about the 130 mark, but somewhere between the first one and the third one.
It's 172.
Really? Did
Yeah.
better than the first one?
Yes. Just
Wow.
check. No, ever so slightly less, about 16, 17 million less.
Oh, so it was lower, just not quite as low as I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, but still.
Yeah.
Ding, point for me.
Okay. So, Amara, now we go to Last Christmas with Khaleesi.
I haven't watched this film, but Kath was watching it in bed, so it's now done.
Who were?
It's like
Fire the spoiler cannon!
got a whole Sixth Sense twist to it that has now been completely spoiled for me, and it's like.
I guess you've spoiled it for us now. Cheers, thanks.
I'm just saying it's got a twist in it that's on the
You just
level
said
of the
it has
Sixth
a
Sense.
Sixth Sense twist, so thanks.
Oh, I love that film because she's dead at the end.
She was the mother of dragons.
All of my favourite Christmas films deal with death, right?
A lot of Christmas films do.
Yeah, to be fair. I think that was lower because, fuck it, why not?
Yes, about 50 million lower, 121.
Ooh,
So the scores right now are 10 to Amara, 7 for Paul. We've only got a few left.
3 for
Paul,
Mike.
you may be able to tie. You may be able to tie. So, where are we? Last Christmas was there. Okay, so Paul, now you have to decide whether or not Love the Coopers was more or less than Last Christmas.
Less than 120.
Mm-hmm.
Love the Coop. Who's in that?
I don't know.
The title rings a bell, but
I can find out. Let's see. So, Love the Coopers was Alan Arkin, John Goodman, Ed Helms, Diane Keaton, Anthony Mackie,
okay,
Amanda
one of
Seyfried,
those.
Marisa May.
Lower.
It is lower, yes. It is 42 million. Okay. Amara, you have to decide whether or not the 2018 animated version of The Grinch, was that higher or lower?
What was the previous one again?
That was 42 million. That was Love the Coopers.
It's going to be higher, I think.
Yes, it's 511 million.
As co-directed by Scott Moser.
Mm-hmm. Paul?
I remember all the attention being about the Grinch film because people kept photoshopping the adverts, so we had like a billboard of the Grinch saying, "I fucked your dad," and shit like that.
Paul,
do you remember seeing that? Or is that
I don't remember, no.
I think that was just you.
I'm sure that's... Hold on.
The Krampus. The Krampus movie from 2015. More or less?
Lower than $500 million.
Yes, it's much lower. It's 61 million. I actually watched that again the other day. It's very good. Very good. And now the final one is for Amara. You have to decide whether or not Almost Christmas and more or less than Krampus.
If we've got the same number each,
How am I?
Amara started. How is Amara finishing? You've not thought this out entirely rightly, have you?
Oh no, because I had to because it wasn't doing high or low for the first question. It was just was it more or less than a certain number. You've lost anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm going to go lower because why not?
Yeah, it is lower. Yeah, so Amara has won that to 12 points to Paul's 9. Because I was only counting correct answers, not necessarily whether or not someone got one more. But yeah. Anyway, so if someone got a correct answer, they got a point, basically. So yes, there we go. That was our higher or lower Christmas quiz. The Grinch, the 2018 animated version of The Grinch, is the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time, as it stands right now. Which is crazy. Yeah. Home Alone is second, and Dr. Seuss's
Where
the live
do
action
things
Grinch,
like Muppets Christmas Carol fall?
they're not in that top 32.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lower than that.
The top one, as I say, was 511 million. Number 32, which is the lowest one on my list here, 42,426,912. So yeah. Shall we wrap things up with a Christmas Mad Lib?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Go
do
on.
love a Mad Lib.
You
Okay,
twisted
so
me on.
this one is called the Christmas Pageant. Okay, and if no one knows how to do Mad Libs, this is basically how it goes. Is I will be asking the guys here for various words, essentially. Adjectives, verbs, nouns, that kind of thing. And I will type them all in, and once it's all done, it will fill in the blanks in a funny little story and will give us some kind of crazy little text to read.
Crazy man.
So, our first one is going to be an adjective, and Amara, seeing as you won the game, you get to choose first. Give me an adjective. That is something that describes a person, place, or thing.
Bewildered.
Bewildered. Okay.
Why not?
Paul, give me a verb ending in ing.
Singing.
Singing. Okay. Amara, an animal, please.
I'll go with the first one I thought of, which is a porcupine.
Okay. Porcupine. Okay. Something Christmas related.
Mistletoe.
A relative of yours.
And?
A thing.
A remote control.
A profession. Or a professional, rather. Such as actor or banker.
A dentist.
Another thing.
A mobile phone charger.
A noun.
Face.
And the last thing would be a word to describe a person.
Tall.
Generate the Mad Lib. Okay. So, this isn't actually put them in the order that we chose them, by the way. It's put them all around. But,
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a letter from a parent to to the principal of Singing Remote Control School. My daughter told me about some changes you made to this year's Christmas pageant that have made me really angry. For starters, I can't believe you've replaced the three wise men with Ant, a porcupine, and a tall dentist. Furthermore, it doesn't make any sense to replace Rudolph's red nose with a bewildered mobile phone charger. If you don't fix these changes soon, I will pull my daughter from the pageant, and then you'll be missing your mistletoe for the final scene. Sincerely, Thelma Face.
Well, that was odd.
Yes, just a bit. You know what else is odd? The Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds.
Yes.
Well, on that bombshell, we will leave it there for this episode.
And for this Christmas.
And for this Christmas, yes. All that remains to say is that if you want to get in touch with us about Christmas or anything else, you can do so by getting in touch with us first and foremost on Twitter. We're on at 50-Foot Nerds. That's FIFTYFTOTNERDS. I've got my own personal Twitter, which is at Mike G. Bell.
Mine, I've got two. I've got at Bolts of X Stuff and at Amara Lunera.
And I am still, as ever, at Auton Scouser.
We have our website. You can take a look there. It's got all the details about every single episode that we've ever done, and you can find that on 50footnerds.co.uk. We've got our YouTube channel, which you can also find at video.50footnerds.co.uk, or just go to youtube.com/50footnerds. As I say, we've got the archive channel as well. Just search that out. Attack the 50-Foot Nerds podcast archive. You'll be able to find it. We're on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. And for that, 50-foot is 50FT. We've got email, which is 50footnerds@gmail.com, FIFTYFTTNERDS@gmail.com. And if you want to be generous and give us a little Christmas gift, then you can feel free to do so by signing up at our Patreon, which is patreon.com/50footnerds. You could join up from as little as £1, and it gives you access to everything. Everything we've ever done, everything we ever will do, and you get access to extra special things, such as little bonuses that don't normally go up on the YouTube or on the YouTube. YouTube. They don't go on the YouTube, or they don't go up on the normal podcast feed. You also got access to our podcasts a day earlier than everyone else. Aren't you lucky and special? So, as I say, go sign up right now from as little as £1. Until next time, then. I've been, what was her name? Maxa Rodenfo from the Christmas songs.
I've been Thelma Face.
And I've been Tiny Tim. God bless us, everyone.
Declan, where's the turkey?
Can't even walk, insensitive prick. Right, we're going to try and get back to our own time and place. So, until next year, geek out!
Hey nerds, are you ready? I worked out the Home Alone timeline.
Hey, that's good. And it didn't take too long either.
If we hurry, we can probably squeeze in one movie before bedtime.
No more movies. I'm not going through all this again. I don't know what it is about you weirds, but you always get us into Christmas shenanigans.
Well, seeing as this is the outro sketch, there's very little likelihood of any more hijinks tonight.
Hey, when you write the Christmas sketches, you can ration out all the capers you like. But while I write them, you'll do as the script says.
Fine.
Lead the way back to the dark void, Josh.
Okay, follow me.
I'll be right there. I'm just hyper-surfing the night sky on a jet-powered T-Rex. California dreams, my dudes. God damn it, Mike.
Welcome back to the Dark Void, guys. I have been able to summon all of the mystical energies of this place, and I can get you into the world of Home Sweet Home Alone.
Sweet!
Home Sweet Home.
There's just one problem.
Oh?
If I take you there, then you'll be stuck in that reality. There is no connection between that and the real world.
So, even if we go there, we'll still be trapped.
It seems that way.
Well, that sucks.
Oh, it could be worse, I suppose. I mean, how bad could it be to have Christmas every day?
Alright, wizard, chill out.
Nerds, there is another way for me to get you home.
How?
Well, you don't think that I just analyze movie timelines, do you?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what your YouTube channel is called, after all.
That's just my cover on this plane of existence, for I am the Observer.
You don't look like a newspaper.
Time, space, reality. It's more than a linear path. It's like a big ball of timey-wimey stuff, where a single choice can branch out into infinite realities, creating alternate worlds from the ones that you know. I am the Observer. I am your guide through these vast new realities. Follow me and ponder the question, why not?
I thought the question was, does the timeline hold up?
That too.
Hang on, the Observer. I thought the character was called the Watch.
Shut up, we can't afford to be sued by the mouse.
So, Observer, if you just observe, wouldn't putting us back in our reality break your non-interference rule?
Yes, but I cannot face eternity in the dark void with you three for company.
Just as it's starting to feel cozy.
All you need to do is walk through that door. But before you do, don't forget to visit Movie Timelines on YouTube and hit that subscribe button, share the videos, all that good stuff, and check out my Patreon page with my patrons who help support the channel. And you can do that too at patreon.com/movietimelines. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you all in another great video. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.
That sounded more like a channel plug than a goodbye, but fair enough.
Don't complain. He's done us a huge favour here with this help, after all.
We are talking about sending us home, right? Not that he agreed to record lines for our rinky-dink podcast sketch.
Yeah, a little from column A, a little from column B.
Well, I'm convinced. Fuck you, Kevin!
Blaze it, my dudes! 69!
See you later, Josh.
to be back.
You won't hear any arguments from me.
Wait a minute. Why are the micro machines all over the floor?
I'm going through all your private stuff. You better come out and pound me.
Oh no! Kevin McCarthy from Home Alone has somehow come to our reality too! A booby trap nerd HQ!
Oh, fuck this. Yeah, you better run, you little shitbag.
Fuck you, Kevin!
Well, Paul, I'm very proud of you. You didn't kill him.
Yeah, well, it's Christmas, isn't it? If there's one time a year you shouldn't kill anyone, it's now.
You shouldn't kill anyone at any time.
And even if you didn't hit him, shooting a child isn't exactly in the spirit of the season.
Well, as long as no one's on the other side of that door, I think everything's going to be alright.
My knees. My poor creaky knees. No!
Hey, look! It's just turned midnight. That means it's Christmas Day.
So it is! Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas to you too.
I hope you both got me Lego.
You know Charlie Brown, Nestor, and Frosty the Snowman, Miracles, Santa Claus, Grinches, and Kevins! But do you recall the worst Christmas special of all? Hey kids and adult collectors, gather around your TV screens. We've got a surprise for you. Give us your attention, please. We know you've only got 3 channels. It's the 1970s. And you've all just had your minds blown from the OG sci-fi fantasy. Do you like Star Wars? Have you begged your mom and dad for the latest action figures that you're hoping will be under the tree? Fuck yeah, it's Star Wars. Your favorite characters reunited, being forced against their will to fulfill a binding contract that they should have read more carefully. Watch the actors' souls die as they smile through their teeth. The Star Wars Holiday Special. It's just Chewie's family.
Wait, Chewie has a family? Apparently.
If you've enjoyed the nerddom in your ears, then please follow us on Twitter at 50footnerds, or email us anything except spam at 50footnerds@gmail.com.